Ladies and gentlemen, it's your main man, Double O. Thank you so much for tuning in to Turning Music into Money. Today's topic is, should I pay the DJ? Shout out to Ms. Ruby for the platform, Legacy A100. My guest is DJ Powerlord, and yes, this is part two. He did teach Mr. DJ from Outkast. He is a prolific DJ, promoter, magazine starter, company owner, and you probably have never heard of him, but today you will. And we're going to let you know a little bit about Atlanta history. So, DJ Powerlord, we were talking about you selling 10,000 records without any promotion, or without any radio promotion. How were you able to do that?
It's called knowing how to set up a record.
Okay.
Okay. And I know we got certain times I got to get this right for you.
Mm-hmm.
Most people, when they make a record, because you're so hyped on having that song out there for public consumption, that you forget that the first thing you should do is promote. Okay? And I understand with today's technology, you all can put out a record with, you can record a record in your bedroom and have it in the streets literally by the end of the week with artwork.
That's right. That's right.
Okay? And when I say in the streets, I'm talking about, on the iTunes or, streaming platforms or whatever else. But what makes you stick out if everybody's doing that? What makes you so different or so special that your record's going to be the one that cuts through? It comes down to promotion.
Exactly.
It comes down to promotion. So with that being said, what we did with Sammy Sam, now by the time I got to Sammy Sam's record, Deathstruck Nigga, right? By the time I did that record, Sam had already been making records for years. Okay, he was an Atlanta legend on the underground. But he had never been with anybody that handled business. Okay?
Got you.
And that's okay. It was always press up some records and let's run to the store, sell about the trap, sell about the trunk, sell them wherever, you know what I'm saying? They never went to a distributor. They never went to a one-stop. Words I know people don't understand what that is. Records are hard to find in retail outside of, the hood. So I come along and it's like, we're going to do this music business. So we had the record was pressed up and ready to go. Okay? As in, we had the 12 inches back, we had the CDs back, we had the cassettes back. Everything was sitting in the floor, ready to go. Okay? But what I did was don't let me give the wrong time frame because I'm trying to remember it. But let's say we went a month to a month and a half with records just not selling, not being available to the public. What I did was I went out and I went to send something out to all the retailers, letting them know that this record is coming out on this certain day. If you want this record, before, if you want this record, period, this is how you're going to get it. And if you order it before this day here, you will get it for, instead of $7, back then it was like $7 for a CD, $5 for a cassette. So if you order it now, and this is just to the retailers, if you order it now, you will get it for a CD for $5, which is a $2 discount, and a cassette for $3.
Got you.
Okay, so before that release date, I had record stores calling me with their orders. Okay, so the day that we released it, all we had to do was ship it COD, and the money came back.
That's right. That's
you
right. That's
and
right.
That was to the retailers. What we did for the to the streets was we went around to all the spots, where people hang out, be it the clubs, be it the bus stop, be it the whatever, and we put up basically if you want to call it, a flyer saying Sammy Sam new album coming soon. To the point where Sam's people were talking about. So I ran into so-and-so, and they told me they saw a flyer for Sam. They saw this for Sam, and this is weeks before this record is ready to go. I mean, we got it. It's not out in the street. Then once we released it, and you can go online and actually find it right now. I used Sam's history of being so-called a criminal thug hoodlum, and I made a sticker that said "Wanted by the ATL." Looked like a wanted poster, legitimately from the FBI. And we put them things everywhere in Atlanta. Everywhere. I'm talking about bus stops. You could, if you went into the bathroom at a McDonald's, it was on the back of the stall door. We put them everywhere. You know, I went into so-called projects or hoods that people are afraid to go into, be it East Lake Meadows, Perry Home, you know, and I'm like, the one place that everybody has to congregate or has to go if you're in the projects is to the dumpster. You know, everybody got to throw out their trash.
That's right.
And so all four sides of that dumpster had a wanted poster on it.
How did you get paid for this, though? How are you getting paid to do this?
It's great. Unfortunately, it's called having to invest in yourself. But you got to remember, like I said, we took money out of our own pockets to press the record.
Okay.
But as I said earlier, before that record shipped to the record stores, we're already getting money in. So,
what I'm trying to say is, are there other groups of people doing the same thing that you're doing for Sammy Sam's record? Do you have exclusivity to do that yourself? You know,
I had exclusivity to myself.
How?
He was signed to my label.
Oh, Sammy Sam was signed to your label.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And in fact, of things I'm just saying of how funny things are or ironic things are, any store that did not order the record initially, I personally went to those stores the day that it was supposed to be released. And I met with the store owner or the retailer, or, you know, basically the retailer, whoever was there. And I had one retailer tell me point blank, and this is how bad the business had been before me. They said, why should we buy a Sam record from you when we know that if I buy 10 units from you right now, 2 hours from now, Sam's gonna pull up in the parking lot in the parking lot and start selling them, you know, for $5 to everybody that walks into the store. And that's what the kind of business they were doing. So I had to guarantee them that there was no way possible that Sam had a hand on any unit. So he couldn't even go out and sell it.
Got you. See, I'm gonna definitely get to Mr. DJ, but I have to ask this question right here because I'm very intrigued behind this. How were you able to secure distribution back in those days? Because distribution was extremely tough to get.
It's once again, it's called knowing how to promote and set up a record. Okay, and I'm gonna try to make this story real quick. The first record on my label that I did was by the group called the Disco Hound. Okay, and I had this. You talk about this is a big step for basically a 24, 25-year-old kid straight out of college. To make this step, and what I did was I took whatever little money I had to press up cassettes. Okay. Legitimately go to the pressing plant and press up cassettes.
On your own dollar.
On my own dollar. After recording the group on my own dollar. Okay. Investing in myself. If you don't invest in yourself, how can you convince anybody else to invest in you?
That's right.
That's the thing most people don't understand. Everybody wants a benefactor, but they don't want to do. They won't even be a benefactor to themselves first.
Correct.
But in that case, what I did was I went to the pressing plant myself, and it took maybe 3 to 6 weeks to get cassettes back. Okay, in that time frame. But in that time frame of waiting to get them back, I got all my boys, just like you got your boys that grind for you.
Yes.
I got all my boys, literally, and I had no girls. It was all guys. I got them. I gave them all a list of every record store in Atlanta at the time. Every record store in Atlanta. and each one of them had a day to call a certain amount of record stores.
Okay.
So that by the time that record comes out, there's a false demand for that record.
Mm-hmm.
And this is literally how well this worked for me. I ordered 1,000 cassettes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Panic set in for me that how am I gonna move 1,000 cassettes?
Okay.
Because I've never done this before.
Mm-hmm.
So in that interim of waiting for them to come back from the plant, I'm panicking that I got 1,000 things to sell.
Mm-hmm.
Then I go to the record plant when they were cassette plant when it was ready, when it was done to pick them up, and it was 2 big boxes. Now I said, I can do this.
Mm-hmm.
2 big boxes. Okay. Then when I got them back to my house and I opened them up and I saw all them little individual cassettes. Once again, there's 1,000 of them. Panic set in again. But I still got to get rid of them. Okay. I literally went and because I'm going back into where you wanted to go. I took a box of 30 cassettes, and I live off Old National.
Okay.
I took a box of 30 cassettes and I drove up to Turtles on Old National at the time. I walked
music store.
Okay. I walked in with this box of 30. Okay. And I meet the store owner or manager at the time, and he goes, "Man, I've been getting calls for weeks on this disco house. Give me every unit you got." Okay.
Already prepped him. He was already ready.
Ready to go. And so I gave him 30 cassettes right then and there. He says, "Hold on." He picks up the phone and he calls the Turtles in the West End. They want 30.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And now remember, I only left my house with a box of 30. So I drive back to my house, get another box of 30, and I drive to West End Mall. Okay? I give him 30 units. He picks the phone and calls the Turtles on Chandler Road. Now I have to drive back from the West End back to College Park, get another box of 30, and go over there. And literally that one day, in that one day of 1,000 units, now we had just moved 300 by the end of that day. Okay, and because of that, demand from that false demand of my boys calling record stores. The record stores calling their distributors in one stop.
That's right.
Right. Want to get this record because they got this demand for it. Once they all got in their stores, then they call. At the time it was Nova or Big State or I think it was Nova and Big State in one stop. They called them and said, and be like, yeah, dude that just came in here with the Disco House record. What? Give me his number. And the distributor calls me and asks me for 100 units right off the rip.
So basically, you didn't have a distribution deal. You supplied directly to the stores.
Right.
Because I remember back in the day, people used to pay for distribution deals. You aware of that? I know you're aware of that.
Yes.
So why was that never an option for you?
Because I created a demand for my record.
That's right.
See, people who pay for distribution deals is because mainly at that time it was because they didn't have a demand. And the easy part for anybody to say is to create a demand. The hard part is to get them sold. Okay, because believe me, there's such things called returns, which means they will send them back to you.
That's right.
They're not selling.
That's right.
So, quite literally, for me, it was I got these records or CDs, cassettes, whatever, and I went out, created a demand. I got the distributor to buy them from the demand I got from the stores. The distributor pays me on everything that sells. So I don't need this. So now I don't need to pay anybody else because I'm doing my thing. But it will get to a point because that you can't meet demand. Yes. Okay, and when you can't meet demand and this is physical part. product, not streams, not downloads.
That's right.
This is the demand for physical property.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have to go out and get, say, a bigger label to distribute your records, and I had to do that myself.
And see, DJ Powerlord, we're gonna have to have a whole nother show just on that alone, because I'm intrigued by that, because I believe that's a big part of what's missing in today's game right now. There is plenty of distribution. Distribution is pretty much next to nothing to pay for. Now there's no demand for the song, for the record, for all that kind of stuff. And using some of those tactics from back in the day mixed with some for new school stuff, I believe that will help create the new demand for it. But what I want to do, I want to touch on how you were able to mentor and teach Outkast DJ, Mr. DJ. Please explain how you even get in a position to do that.
Well, simple. It's somebody knowing somebody knowing somebody.
Okay.
That's what it comes down to.
Okay.
Back then, every area, be it College Park, because that's my area, okay, College Park.
Mm-hmm.
In College Park, you had North Clayton High School, M.D. Collins, Fellwood, which ended up becoming Banneker, Lakeshore, if you want to count College Park High School. You know, so you had several high schools, but every high school was a different territory.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And the thing is about those different territories, sometimes they crossed over. So if you went to North Clayton, you knew people who went to M.D. Collins and who went to Fellwood and who went to Lakeshore.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You knew people. And in that instance, at the time, David was going, and I'm be Mr. DJ, let me call him back by his professional name.
Mm-hmm.
He was a young cat trying to get into business, trying to, wanting to learn how to be a DJ.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, I don't know who made the introduction to me, to him. But he was, literally, I know this, he was brought to my job. I was working at a convenience store on Old National.
Mm-hmm.
And now nothing more. I think I know exactly who brought it up. A friend of mine who went to North Clayton, who transferred to M.D. Collins, knew David.
Gotcha.
Okay. And he brought Mr. DJ, to the convenience store.
Mm-hmm.
And they introduced him to me, and David, Mr. DJ, keep going back, going to his real name. Mr. DJ was like, I want a DJ. He didn't have, like at the time, he didn't have 1,200 turntables. He didn't have mix, but he wanted to learn how to DJ. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, cool. So he started coming over, to my crib, and he would get on my 1200s, and he would play with my records, and he'd over here, cutting and scratching. He developed his own style, or he would ask me, well, I'll look at my real name, Horace. How do they do this and so on this record? And I would show him. Mm-hmm. And then he would go and he would practice it, and go home and use whatever he had at the time and practice, to the point where we got so cool that it didn't bother me if I wasn't going out spending somewhere or whatever. That he had a party at the high school to do, or a party at a apartment complex or whatever. Mm-hmm. He could come over and get my turntables, my mixer, and my records and roll.
So how long did you mentor him? Like, how long was that process?
I would say about a year and a half.
Whoa. Whoa. Yeah. But when he came to you, did he know anything? Like, did he know?
Everybody comes knowing a little something.
Okay.
They might not know exactly everything or know how to do certain things, but everybody comes knowing a little bit. You got to learn. You got to teach them how to adjust the tone arm, or how to have a light touch, or have on a record, or how to I don't know. It's just little stuff. You may show them. Like one of the people that mentored me. When I first started, I learned how to scratch or back cue, but my scratch was a back cue.
Okay. Mix it together.
Right, and he stopped me and said, I like what you're doing, but that's not how you do this. And they would show me the right way. Mm-hmm. But that I had perfected my own back cue scratch, now I just added what they taught me into what I was already doing.
Have you ever considered teaching DJing, like now, like currently, like just teaching the young DJs how to DJ?
No.
Why not?
Because the DJs today that I know of, the cats that have approached me, I don't consider them DJs.
Why?
And that's awful for me to say, but I don't consider them DJs because they come to me with the Serato and the laptop. We already teaching them how to beat count. I'm sorry, I had to sit there and learn how to count beats manually with a stopwatch. Okay, which meant I had to mark my records. Okay, this is 132 beats per minute. Now, how do I get 130 beats per minute record to match with 120 beats per minute record, and not make it sound like the Alvin and the Chipmunks? See what I'm saying? I had to learn this.
Yeah.
Now you got this little computer program that will sit here and tell you, okay, the beats match now. That's not DJ to me.
So basically, you won't help them DJ because they're not real DJs.
Right. You know what I'm saying? That's to me. That's to me. Okay. I understand technology brings everything forward, but that's not DJing to me.
Well, I mean, I would say you're very needed out here if you choose to go that route one day. Your knowledge is impeccable. So I think there might be something that you might want to just take a look at and just see what you can lend a helping hand to, or who you can lend a helping hand to.
If I wanted to put it there, I know this is about the DJ, but my thing, what I would love to do is help artists, say like you, who has this great work ethic.
Thank you.
Who may not be directing it in the right way. Get it directed to the right way. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
That's what I would like to do, because I've run into in the last year too many guys with great work ethic. They may not be the best rappers in the world, the most entertaining rappers in the world, or whatever, but they have this incredible work ethic. That is like, I'm going to make it no matter what. I'm going to do whatever I can, to get my name out there, to get going forward.
Exactly.
But they'll make little mistakes. Like, one of the main things I see now, no one is making a radio-friendly, clean record.
Yeah.
Everybody's wants to curse on every record, and half things when they think they made a clean record, they'll have the B word, they'll have the N word, they'll have stuff like that, and they think that's radio clean and radio friendly. I'm like, those words are not playable either.
That's right.
So that's my thing. I would like to see them, help them see that there's more to this world than playing to the internet.
Exactly. And DJ Powerlord, I'm unfortunately out of time right now, and we haven't even got halfway through your whole history of Atlanta, but we will most definitely have you on again at Turning Music into Money. This is the DJ edition. I'm definitely looking to tap more into DJs because we need to understand how to work with them, how to get them back to where they actually belong. So hopefully my listeners learned a lot from this.
I hope I taught them how to make money.
I think so too, man. So please tell them where they can reach you at, DJ Powerlord, please.
You can get me, like I say, as usual, on Facebook, DJ Powerlord on Facebook, or Twitter at DJ Powerlord. And you can always check us out on our new music video show that we drop in Tastemaker TV on YouTube.
Perfect. Can they submit to be on your show?
Oh, most definitely.
Okay, and that is where can they send their submissions to?
DJPowerlord@gmail.com.
Perfect. So there you have it, artists. You have been helped. You have been educated, and learn your music history, especially A-Town music history. So thank you so much, DJ Powerlord. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for everything, my brother.
No, thank you for having me on.
You're welcome. Peace.